Here are 3 main reasons why I never got started on YouTube and how I overcame them. I've never related more to Shia LaBeouf than right now. Do it! Honestly, just start. Now, I've always wanted to have a YouTube channel. Years ago, I used to spend hours on YouTube. I mean, I still do to this day. I used to watch people like Timothy DeLaGhetto, Bart and Joe, and the entire JK Film, JK Party, JK News, Spoken Reasons, My Cuddy, Kevin Edwards Jr.'s, and the entire crew, Ryan Higa, a plethora of people that I used to watch. As I'm watching them, I used to think to myself, hey, I can kind of do what they do. And it wasn't even because I'm jealous or I'm hating. I just thought that I had a lot of the same characteristics that they had, at least personality wise, and I always thought that we had similar interests, so I always saw myself doing what they were doing. In this video, I'm gonna go through 3 main reasons as to why I waited so long to start YouTube. I actually had everything planned out years ago. I'm talking maybe 2016, 2017. I knew what I was gonna do, where I was gonna go, but I just never got around to actually hitting record and uploading. So here's why and how I overcame them. The first reason is time. When you begin something, you always ask yourself, is it the right time? Should I be doing it now or should I wait? It's almost as if us humans were like inherently cynical, because right before we begin something, we start doubting and asking ourselves questions and freaking out. A lot of the time, at least for me, it was about time. I asked myself, is it the right time? Will I have time to do this? I just felt like I couldn't give enough of myself to this project, considering everything else I had going on. I just felt like I wouldn't be able to invest as much time as I could. But funny thing is that now my life is even busier than it was back then, and I somehow decided to start a YouTube channel. The second reason was equipment. I put an asterisk beside equipment because I never fully let that slow me down. All I had was my iPhone 6s Plus. No light, no mirrorless camera, it was just my phone, and I shot a few clips here and there, so I had some things with me. However, I just didn't feel like I had enough. So I just felt like the equipment I had, although it was just my phone, I felt like it was inadequate. And when you look at all these other content creators and what they do, it can seem really intimidating, especially when they start talking about lenses, cameras, ISO, aperture, zoom, focal length, all this like camera jargon. Once it gets really into those details, it can seem kind of intimidating. So me with my phone, I felt super inadequate, and which is a perfect segue into the third point as to why I didn't start YouTube earlier. I felt like I had a lack of knowledge, because when you talk about YouTube, you talk about editing software, algorithm, designing, all the stuff that goes in the background for a content creator, all that other stuff. I just felt like I didn't know enough of it. And when you combine all those 3 things, I just felt like that I was not, what I had, what I was doing, what I was not geared towards potentially becoming a decent YouTuber. But if you actually peel all of it back and you look, you'll see that all of them can be dialed down to like one central theme, which is just fear. Now, I remember I heard this quote years ago, and I think it stands true to this day. It says that fear kills more dreams than failure ever will. Doubt kills more dreams than failure ever will. This was said by Susie Kassem. And I remember when I heard this quote years ago, this is 2019 or so when I first read this quote, I remember thinking to myself, it's kind of true. Fear and doubt has killed more dreams than failure will, because if you failed, then at least you tried, did you not? But fear and doubt, they come and they take away all of that. So you don't even get to take that first step, and your plan or your dream, whatever, you don't even try to do it. This quote really helped me put all those things into perspective and just go for it and just start it. This is a disclaimer, I'm Christian. Yes, Jesus Christ, Son of God, came to earth, went to the cross, died the death I couldn't afford, I couldn't go with, fulfill the law. Yes, that Christian. Now, if you want to fast forward or leave the video, that's cool. I read this one scripture a long time ago. It perfectly encapsulates how I feel and what this video is really about. Now, whether you're Christian or not, really, I think this is applicable throughout all spectrums and all walks of life. And that scripture is in Ecclesiastes chapter 11, verse 4. Farmers who wait for perfect weather never plant. If they watch every cloud, they never harvest. And I think that's such a beautiful scripture because it really embodies what I'm trying to tell all of you guys or anybody really watching. If you're always waiting for everything to line up, for everything to be perfect, for everything to fall into place in order for you to start, that day might just never come. So you're better off just starting whenever, however, with whatever you have. And I think this scripture and this quote's pretty fundamental because you can apply it to anything in life. So whatever plan, project that you want to start with, just start it. Do it! You don't gotta wait for everything to line up. If they watch every cloud, they never harvest. From my perspective, at least, during that time, I started doing a lot of public speaking, and I started getting involved with a lot of media stuff at my local church. Skills that perfectly translate into doing this YouTube stuff. In hindsight, I didn't need to wait to have, the camera I have now, the mic, the lights. I really didn't need to do that. I could have started years ago. And we're talking, 2016? Had I started then, who knows what my channel possibly could have looked like now. Honestly, the takeaway for today is whatever it is, whatever you're thinking of, whatever you want to do, wherever you want to go, honestly, just start. What's the worst that could happen? So thank you all so much for tuning in to my first YouTube video. Hopefully y'all got something from it. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment if you have something to say, or share the video if you think somebody could use something from it. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.